This is the military equivalent of Amazon. With lives depending on it, it's vital the military can get the right supplies to the right people at the right time. To train for this crucial role, 4 Regiment of the Royal Logistic Corps have taken over a corner of the busy civilian shipping port of Hartlepool for exercise Iron Python.
Exercise Iron Python is the first major 101 Logistic Brigade exercise we've taken for a number of years. This is aiming to test the end-to-end logistics. So it's not just what happens at the front end, but what happens all the way back. The idea is for us to understand the scale and complexity it takes us to move all of the stores, all of the requirements for our fighting soldiers to ensure that we can support them in times of war.
Instead of online, the orders are radioed in.
When the fighting troops need anything at all, whether it's a part for a tank or more food supplies, they put a call in here and it's their job to get it to the front line.
When the order's received, the General Support Squadron load it up and drive it out. They then transfer it to the Close Support Squadron under cover of darkness, who deliver it to the front line. The receiving troops are known as the customer.
So you've got 2 sorts. You've got ES, which is equipment spares, so they're normally like engine assemblies, Cat 1 repair loops. Then you've got what you call the general supply, GS equipment, which just basically means that will go to a customer and then it would get consumed and used daily with the customer. We're the heartbeat of the British Army, basically, and so certainly my trade. So, yeah, without us, we haven't got anything, really.
The exercise has seen the military working in and amongst civilians. Ordinary people and private companies have allowed the Army in to practice what they'd need to do in a wartime situation.
We've really tried to innovate. We've tried to take ourselves and put ourselves where we would expect to be operating in war. That is not on a military training area, that's not in a woodblock, that's actually in the urban fringes, that's operating amongst a normal population to ensure that we can do this. It's been difficult. We have some fairly large vehicles that are driving through the centre of Middlesbrough on a daily basis, and obviously the local population have had to get used to seeing this coming in and out of just normal industrial areas. When we're just driving around our own training areas, we don't get stuck in traffic, we don't have people cutting us up, we don't have all the different frictions that have been so good and allowed us to really professionalise ourselves and deliver our core role.
It's made it a lot more realistic in the sense that if we were to deploy anywhere, we would be working with civilians.
And you're from around here as well, aren't you? How strange is that?
It's very peculiar coming home to work after 4 years, but yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it.
And is it strange driving military vehicles around your hometown?
Yeah, definitely. I'm expecting my mum to pop up somewhere and wave at me or...
A cold, wet, rather miserable day on Otterburn training area, but the gentle drizzle is soon shattered. With everything the fighting troops could possibly need all safely stored at Hartlepool Port, these essential supplies must be carefully defended. So the next part of exercise Iron Python is learning how to protect them. Plastic explosives are used to create battle noise simulation for the troops as they prepare to fire their allocation of 9 anti-tank missiles. Through the miserable fog, you can just about make out the target they're aiming for.
So I think we've been really lucky this year securing these live NLAW. It's something really unusual for RLC units, and the soldiers under training today are really looking forward to the opportunity to test the skills they've learnt back in camp in a live scenario with all the support weapons you see in front of you today.
Certainly it's my first time in firing a rocket, or definitely being the range conducting officer for these NLAWs in particular. Range conducting officer, it has its difficulties, especially if you have blinds or misfires, particularly grenades. My job is to go forward and make sure it's correctly detonated safely.
So if it doesn't fire, you're the guy that has to go and sort it?
With grenades, it's my job in particular, but with the rockets, I will assist the ammo technician officer. Yeah, great.
The 9 missiles they're firing today represent 10% of the Army's UK allocation for the whole year. And it's not just about firing practice. Ammunition technicians are also on site to analyse the performance of the weapons.
The NLAW system has been in since 2009 and is going out of service in 2029. So it's in for quite a while. We have a large number of the stockpile. Hence, we're allowed to give munitions out for in-service surveillance purposes, which is what we're doing here today. So that's our role here, is to conduct surveillance on the weapon systems being fired.
So you're actually analysing its performance?
Yes, we are.
And what are you looking for?
We're looking to see that the missile goes down range and hits the target and functions as intended. And we're also here to assist if anything should go wrong with the missile system. Not that we're planning for that to happen, and the missile system has a very good serviceability rate, so that shouldn't be happening at all. The weapon system, it's designed to go into 2 attack modes. There can be a direct attack mode or an overhead top attack mode. So the direct attack mode, the fire will get the tank in his sights, and you'll fire at the tank, and the missile will go down range and impact the side of the tank. In the overhead top attack mode, the missile will go down range but fly slightly above the tank and fire the warhead down into the top of the tank, which is a softer part of the tank. And you're better at getting a kill rate on the tank firing in overhead top attack mode.
The troops have just these 9 missiles to practice with, and a single day here on Otterburn. The pressure's on to get it right. 11:50 p.m. 4 vehicles fully laden with supplies for the front line wait patiently on a side road just outside Catterick. The section commander moves in first with 2 quick reaction force vehicles to ensure the location is clear of the enemy and suitable for the distribution to go ahead.
We will be established, our DP ready for it to be open at 0001.
Okay, let me know when your CP's ready.
Yeah, we'll do so, yeah.
Happy with the location, the section commander returns for the convoy. Given the all clear, they turn off the road and kill the lights.
Okay, bit of a situation update. The battle group is on its way into the DP location. So the battle group is inbound.
The vehicles need to be as camouflaged as they possibly can, which is very difficult in an open area like this. However, one easy step of doing it is putting things across the windscreen to just reduce glare. So if an enemy looks in, they don't get that bouncing back of light or anything like that.
With both delivering and receiving vehicles in place, the transfer of supplies can begin.
Although the distribution point operation that we're doing today is sort of the staple of the Royal Logistic Corps, because of recent conflicts that we've had, we've not necessarily had to do them. So it's a bit of a forgotten art that we're getting back into practicing. So you'd have to look quite far back for full-on distribution operations, as you've seen here today. So it's not something that we do that often, but with the threat that we have at the moment and the warfare that potentially we're going to go into, we'll be doing it more and more. So this is why we're out here practicing now.
The quick reaction force vehicles sit in a circle around the distribution point, scanning the darkness for any sign of the enemy. The transfer is going smoothly. But then...
See them white lights? See if you can see through your MVGs what that is over there, mate.
So in this scenario, our main enemy is a guerrilla force called NAPA, or the North Tropian People's Army, and they work in small teams. And what they've done is they've obviously spotted us in this location, and they've opened fire to try and stop us doing what we're doing. Obviously, we're quite a big and easy target, quite static. So they've opened fire, and the Shmulis have gone up, and the flares have gone up, and our guys are getting attacked by small arms.
QRF Commander, QRF.
What we're seeing now is the quick reaction force and the security team of the DP returning fire and subduing that enemy, so that the DP can continue and that the armoured infantry battle group can still get their stores regardless of us being under attack.
Good rate of fire, keep that rate of fire going. I do not want the enemy coming any closer.
As you can see, the FLRT, the forklift, is moving a lot quicker now than it was before. It was very deliberate before, but now the intent is right. We just need to get out of here as soon as we possibly can. Let's move these stores across really quickly and get out of here.
The transfer finished and the troops still under fire, the infantry unit moves off and heads for the front line with their precious load. 4 Regiment Royal Logistic Corps return to base. The mission is complete.